All right, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. And for those of you watching later on IGTV, this is functional training. Today's Wednesday, and we're here today to do continuing our other class format and introducing some new movements. So let's get started with our warm-up. We're going to do a lunge pivot with a reach. So basically what you're going to be doing is standing in a lunge position, and one foot will be pivoting so that you're rotating 180 degrees. So it looks like this. So let's stand up. Okay. So what we'll do is nice wide stance. Kind of get ready to do like a lunge. So what you're going to do is put maybe one hand on your waist, your hip if you want, and you're going to go down into a lunge and reach. So basically you're reaching the opposite way. You'll get an extra pull on this side of the body. So you're here, you're going to go down and reach, and then you're going to pivot, facing the other way, down and reach. Pivot, down and reach. The reason why we're doing the pivot, and I'm going to sound like Ross from Friends while I do this, is because of your balance and coordination. So you're going to notice a little bit of that imbalance that you'll feel, that disruption of your center of gravity when you do that transition, as opposed to staying and just going left and right. That movement, that change of direction, forces you to stabilize more. And hence the functional training, what we do, right? So when you do the pivot and then go down into the lunge and reach, you're having to focus a little bit more on what's happening here when you change direction. It's always incorporating balance, coordination. We'll do one more here. So you're pivoting 180 degrees, lunge, and then reach over your body. Okay, so give those a try and do your workouts going forward. Okay, so next we're going to go down to the floor, and we're going to do some bird dogs. So hands and knees. Make sure you have enough room behind you. I've got really long legs. I always end up kicking a wall. So hands and knees. And we'll go right leg is the kick back, and then the opposite arm. So your left arm is reaching all the way forward, fully extend. And when you're doing this, you're not just kind of holding it, you're extending and you're trying to engage the glutes and fully extend that arm, nice and straight. Now hold it for another 5 seconds. Try to keep it nice and level so you're not tipping to one side. Now meet in the middle, so elbow to knee. And then extend out and hold for 3, 2, 1. Back to the middle and out. 3, 2, 1. Let's keep this going. So in, extend. In, extend, and hold. 2 more. 1 and 2. Hold it. And bring back to the middle. Great. So you can see the difference. If you just keep doing this in and out, which is what a lot of people do when I see them do bird dogs, you're not really getting the benefit of the exercise. Oh, here's my friend. Hopefully she doesn't get in the way. Go sit. Okay, so where were we? We are going to do the right arm and the left leg. Okay, so hold that. Let's just start by getting that position down. Fully extend. Feel the contraction of the glutes. Don't let the leg go too far to the floor. Hold it nice and high. And ready, here we go. Meet to the middle and extend. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and let's keep this going. And squeeze. Middle. Squeeze. We'll go 3, 2. Last one. Extend and hold that for 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, all right. Next one, we always try to incorporate this one. Whenever we have to do any core or upper body movements, you want to make sure in order to stabilize properly, that your shoulder blades, your shoulder girdle, which stabilizes your shoulders and prevents injury or overuse, is engaged. So we do scapular push-ups. So what you're going to do in a push-up position, we can just do it from the knees. Knees nice and far away from the body. Hands just underneath your shoulders, so not too wide. And all you're going to do is keep your arms extended, not do a full push-up. Just hold it here. I want you to sink down your shoulders and then release them. So you're kind of going in and out with your shoulder blades. Exaggerate that movement. Keep your arms locked out. So sink down and then up. So your shoulder blades are squeezing together and then they're opening up. And keeping those arms straight, not to be confused with a regular push-up. The arms are not bending. If you want to make it harder, up to the toes, same thing. Couple more. And up. Great. Okay. Quick little water break, and then we'll get started with our larger movements. I don't know about you, but I don't really have any AC down in this room. So it gets a little toasty, a little hot. Okay, great. So that was our kind of warm up. Now we're going to move into some larger movements. We're going to start with our 3-point lunges with the knee raise. So again, carrying this from our previous sessions in last semester, this is always a really good starter exercise to incorporate everything. Different planes of movement, direction, balance, coordination, everything. Okay? Make sure you have room. All right, how we do this? 3 lunges, going forwards, back, sideways, back, and reverse lunge. So make sure you have enough room to do all 3 of those. Okay, so let's start without the knee raise. So we'll start with our left leg, or if you can see it, your right. So you're going to step forward. Don't go all the way down. Don't touch your knee to the floor. Halfway down, and then step back to the returning position. And then a side lunge, and then reverse. Now keep this going. 1, 2, 3. Again. One more time. Great, so you've got the movement down. Now let's make it more challenging. So when you go down and when you return to the starting position, you want to try to lift your knee up without touching it, and then go right back down to the side, lift, and reverse, okay? So I've done this a million times and it's still challenging, so that's the idea. So you have to try to do that without touching your foot down to the floor to really work that one side, that unilateral. Okay, here we go. And raise. And then right into the side lunge. And raise. And right back behind you. And up. Okay? Right away, here we go. 1. Raise. 2. Raise. 3. Raise. One more time on this side. Lunge. Up. Sideways. Up. Reverse. Up. I like to do it in a door frame so that if I lose my balance, I can hold on, or any object you have. Okay? Other side. Here we go. Just start with the normal ones, no knee raise. Lunge. Back. Sideways. Back. Reverse. Again. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the fun part. Raising that foot up without touching it back down. Here we go. Down. Raise. Down. Raise. Reverse. And up. Here we go. That's it. Side, raise. That's the hard one. Back. One more time each. Here we go. Down, raise, sideways, raise, and reverse. Raise. Okay, good. All right, walk it off. Active recovery. Stay moving. So I don't know about you. For me, when I do the lateral one and when I return to the middle, it's such an awkward feel because traditionally, obviously when we walk forwards and backwards, typically no problem. But when you have to go in that lateral position, it's an awkward sensation. So that's why it's so important to incorporate these unorthodox directions and movements in your workout, because your balance is getting worked so much more than just kind of forwards and backwards, right? So really important. Okay. If you have a weight handy, go ahead and grab your dumbbell or your hand weight. I think we'll just use one. Okay. Okay, so staying with our balance, we're going to be doing the 3-in-1. So this one's always really good for targeting the glutes and the hamstrings. Unilateral exercise, so we're balancing on one side of the body when we perform these movements. And we're multitasking, so we're doing an upper body movement and a lower body movement. Okay, very functional. So start with the weight in your right hand. What you're going to do is you're going to lift your right foot off the ground. You're going to kick the foot back, and then you're going to row the weight, stand, and press. So there's a lot going on here to process. It'll take you a few repetitions, and then you'll get the flow of it. So here we go. Here's what it looks like again. So you're down, row, up, and press. Down, row, up and clean or press. Okay, let's continue. Again, if you have a door or a wall for balance, just in case, please feel free. Down, pull, and clean. Down, pull. So I missed that row. So down, row, and then overhead. Okay, here we go. Down, row, and then overhead. Two more. Kick that leg out as far as you can. Row and press. Last one on this side. Row and press. Good. Okay. So yeah, a lot happening at once. Okay. Switching sides. So you're lifting your left foot up, going down, row, and then over your head. Make sure you have enough room and you don't hit the ceiling. Down, row, return, and press. Down, row, return, and press. Down, row, and overhead. Try to do that from the bottom to the top in one clean, quick movement. So from here, pull, ready, and up. You build up more power that way. Row, and up. Two more. Up. Last one. Row, ready, and overhead. Done. Set that weight down, and we'll take 45-second break here. Okay, down to the floor. We're still in our break. Okay, we're just going to do 2 deep breaths. Okay, ready? Good, okay. So I had mentioned earlier, if you didn't tune into our previous sessions, that it's actually really important to have that mindful approach to your workout, especially when you're incorporating things like balance and coordination, because you have to focus when you do those things. You can't exactly go through the motions. So just as a quick example, while we're recovering here, when you're at the gym and you're sitting down at a machine like a chest press or a pull down, you're obviously working hard, the muscles are engaged, you're performing those movements, but the rest of the body is almost kind of relaxed. It's not really doing anything other than really just stabilizing for your upper body to do the movements. Okay, that machine is kind of doing a lot of that work. You're just pressing it. But when you're doing exercises that require you to be on one side of the body or to balance yourself while you're performing a functional movement, you can't just go through the motions. You have to be fully in it and paying attention. Otherwise, you're going to fall over, right? So recovering and taking a few deep breaths really helps bring the heart rate down momentarily so that you can focus on that movement and have a better quality experience and not just kind of like repetitions and then you're done your workout. It's really crucial when you're doing these types of exercises to have that mindfulness, okay? All right, and what we're gonna do is, while we're on the floor here, is we're gonna do our lateral mountain climbers or our skater hops. So you're probably familiar with the traditional mountain climber, which is when you're in a push-up position and you are here and you're basically just running in and out like so. It's a really great exercise to get the heart rate increased as well as a little bit of core stabilization and abdominal contractions. But a lot of what can actually take place is your hip flexors, the muscles here, are actually the prime mover of what's pulling your knees in and out. So as much as you'd like it to be a core exercise, you're really using a lot of your hip flexors. So by incorporating a different movement pattern, you can eliminate the hip flexors a little bit. So instead of bringing your knees in and out, we're going to have a position where one leg is out like this to the side of your body, and you're lateral hopping instead. Okay, so that one's going to take a little bit more coordination, but you'll get the hang of it after the first couple. Okay, so we're going to do 20 altogether. So you're holding yourself up in a push-up position. You're going to start on your feet. One leg is out to the side, and then you're going to bring that one to the middle, and then the other one goes out to the side. So tap, tap, tap. Okay, let's continue that. Ready? Here and go. Out to the side. Keep that up. Lateral steps. You'll feel your shoulders burning a bit more now. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Now stand up. Good active recovery. Take your time. We're going to need our weights. So we'll go ahead and grab that hand weight. Okay. All right, so next. Okay, so we're going to introduce some rotational movements. So we're going to do our half kneeling wood chop. So you're down here and you're rotating with your trunk, not with your upper body. So think of it like this. You're twisting at the hip. The torso is doing the movement, not your arms. See the difference between a full rotation and just your arms? That's the difference between working your shoulders and working your abdominals, okay? So the first part of the movement is down, and the second part, you're actually going to step forward, and then you're going to finish the rotation at about shoulder level. Now here's the hard part. You're not going to stand up all the way, which relaxes the muscles. You're going to take a step back, bring the weight down to the side of the body, and you're going to rotate to finish, but you're keeping that semi-squat. And then you're going to do the other side, down, like so. Okay? All right, I'll give you 5 seconds, and then we'll get started with that one. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, down, 2, 3. You're staying low the whole time. You're never standing up all the way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and finish. Awesome. Okay. Drop down that weight. Again, active recovery. Try to stay moving. All right. Now, I'm not sure if anyone who's watching happens to have a mini band. So this is an optional piece of equipment, but I do recommend purchasing it. It's honestly probably the cheapest thing you can possibly get for your home gym. So these mini rubber bands, you can probably get on Amazon or anywhere online for like a 3-pack for like $10 or something like that. And you can really do anything with these. You can do lower body where you wrap them around your ankles and do a lot of glute exercises in and out. Or you can do shoulder exercises, rehab, anything. So if you don't happen to have this for this particular exercise, it's okay. I'll give you an alternative. But I'm going to show you what it would look like if you use one of these. And you're just getting an extra burn to the muscle, okay? So I'll show you what it looks like with the mini band, and then I'll give you your substitution right after this, okay? So if you do end up getting one of these mini bands, you're going to just basically have it around your wrists or your lower forearm. And you're going to have your hands almost in a push-up position, but not quite that wide. And already holding it like this, I can feel my shoulders are contracting and they're working in order to keep this rubber band spread apart. In order for it to stay open, my shoulders are working, they're shaking a bit. So even just holding it here, what you're going to do in either a push-ups from the knees position or from the toes, these are going to go out, in, out, in. The entire time you're holding a plank or a push-up plank. So let's do it from the toes to make it more challenging. And instead of just sitting here, you know, bored for a minute or however long you do your plank, now you're going to go in and out with this band. So now my shoulders are getting this great workout while holding a plank. See how that works? Now, if you don't have a band on you today, you can just try this instead. You can do the push-ups from the wrists or from the elbows, where you go up to your hands and back down. Same thing from the knees. Or you can do the shoulder tap. So you're here, and you just do alternating shoulder taps. Okay? But like I said, highly recommend purchasing these mini bands. Okay? All right, so here we go. I'm going to use this, and you can do one of the alternatives. Right, here we go. I'll count you in. So let's go 3, 2, and 1, and begin your exercise. And just hold the push-up plank. Nothing else is happening, just your upper body at work here. You can even change directions, like so. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, so I'm definitely burning here. My shoulders are on fire. So when you're doing a push-up plank, a plank from your hands, your shoulders are already engaged to hold your upper body up. But now you're adding another component by opening the band or by touching the shoulder, okay? So again, functional training is all about combining different things, multitasking, okay? Perfect, throw that away. At the 30 seconds break here. And we will be standing for the next one. Okay, so for this one, you need the heaviest weight you've got, if you have one. If not, use the same weight you're just using. So I've got a heavier kettlebell here, but whatever you happen to have on hand is fine. Okay, so we're gonna do our figure 8 squat to finish off here. Everybody hates these ones, including myself, but now I have a good reason to do it because I'm making other people do it. All right, so you're standing like so, and you're down into a squat, and you're going to pass the weight through your legs in a figure 8 pattern. So all through the front and back of your legs. All right. Okay, here we go. So probably do 10 in each direction. We'll switch. And ready, 3, 2, 1, and down, and begin. That's it. Figure 8 pattern. Also a lot of hand-eye coordination here, obviously, so that you don't drop it. 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it, hold it, hold it, other direction. Keep going, other direction, non-stop, no break. Push through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Okay. Excellent. Put that heavy weight away, and then we'll hit the floor. And we'll do some stretches. But first, 2 deep breaths. Let's bring that heart rate down. Ready? Awesome. Okay, kneeling hip flexor stretch, that tight hip flexor muscle. So facing here, one leg is in front, 90-degree angle. I want you now to lean forward, place the opposite arm on the knee, and turn your body. Okay, hold this position. Bring it back. Lift your foot, step forward more. Go further down into the stretch if you can, and then rotate again. You should really feel that on the opposite side along the front of the leg. Okay, push it back, switch sides. Okay, 90-degree angle, opposite arm, and lean forward, twist, and hold. Okay, back to the middle, lift the foot, drag it forward more, Lean further down into the stretch if you can. Arm on top and twist. Back to the middle. On your knees. Cat-cow stretch. So hands and knees, 4-point position. Arc the back as high as you can. And then sink down, exaggerate both movements. Arc and sink. Now, when you do the arc of the back, you're not just sucking in your gut, you're actually really trying to tighten, contract, flex those muscles, and then release them. And up. And down. Two more. Up. Last one. Okay, sit on the heels, sliding forward into the child's pose, stretch, and reach, and hold. Slide backwards. Another deep breath in and out. And sliding down into the child's pose stretch one more time. Hold. Sliding back. Breathe. And done. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining in today. It's a functional training workout. Hope you had a good little workout session. And for those of you watching at a later date, thanks again for tuning in. This will be on IGTV and our website. Have a good rest of the week. Enjoy our summer weather, everybody. Be well.